Hi, my name is Phil Morton. It's January 2018 and I'm in Liverpool. And this is a video on a workshop piece that may be used in a workshop on free improvisation and music. And it's called Step In, Step Out. And this document is at the Improvisers Network portal. So I'm just going to talk through text and maybe let's just start here. Key concepts. In this example and in this piece, only 3 players can be in free play mode at any one time. And free play indicates the musician is actually playing and making sounds and playing within the genre that we may refer to as free improvisation. Tacit indicates the musician is not playing, not making sounds, and nor is the equipment, as in, for example, a sampler. And so let's, in this example, work with the idea that there's 4 people in the piece, so it's step in for quartets. So there are 4 players, improvisers, in the piece. So at the beginning, 3 players start playing, and the 4th member is in tacit mode. And during the piece, the 4th player in tacit mode can enter into free mode at any time they wish to. So there's no rules here, or protocol or courtesy issues. Whenever the 4th person or the tacit player starts playing, at this moment one of the 3 musicians in free play mode has to stop and become tacit, so we return to the situation that there's always 3 people playing. Now there's no set methodology to manage the process by which they decide which one of the musicians ceases to play. They have to manage this on the fly, via attentive listening and whatever strategies they come up with. So there are 3 players playing, one comes in, well, one of the 3 players has to stop. And so this process just keeps repeating. When we have the new the new trio, and then the second phase, when the tacit person starts playing, one of the players in the playing trio in free play mode has to stop playing. So we try to maintain this. There's only ever 3 people playing, and this is a movable, dynamic trio. Really, it will move around who's playing and who's not. So the player in tacit mode, as it says here, can enter into free play mode any moment they wish to. I've been working with various variations on this theme for about 20 or 30 or even 40 years. I assume other people have too. I've just given it a name, and I'll come back to the variables on this basic design later. But let's just move on to part 2 or version 2 of this piece, which is kind of the opposite. It's called Step Out. So it's Step Out for a quartet. So again, we start with, there's 4 players in the piece or in the workshop. There are 3 players who start playing in free play mode. The 4th player is in tacit mode. So at any moment, one of the musicians in free play mode may stop playing and steps out of the piece or out of the playing or out of free play mode, and they become tacit. And at this moment, the musician in tacit mode has to join in and become active in free play mode, and that's a rule, in fact. There's no set methodology, again, to manage the process by which one of the players in free play mode ceases to play. It's random, arbitrary, unpredictable, and up to the individual in the time. And again, this process just keeps repeating. The players in free play mode can exit free play mode and become tacit whenever they wish. And that's called, therefore, stepping out. And this variation, which is like the opposite of step in, was introduced by John Aveyard of University of Central Lancashire in a session in Preston. I won't go into this, but it is possible to do both at the same time. And this is a typical aspect of Phil Morton's weakness of making things too complex. But again, we'll come back to that. Quick thoughts. I suggest you set a time limit to the piece. 6 minutes is good, but that's up to whoever's in the room at the time, or the session leader, or the players. Other quick thoughts are that improvisers and workshop participants will always employ strategies and tactics in response to the design, the rules of the workshop piece, and that will always happen. But over time, one would hope the improvisers actually employ musical ideas as a response. So therefore, they may step out of a piece in order to shape it with silence, which is not the same as engaging with the rules. But that's a private point of view. Anyway, there's more notes here that you can read through. I'm just giving a summary, and I'm going to just go back to the beginning. When I first came across this 20, 30 or 40 years ago, the piece probably had 20 players and only 2 players could play at one time. And with that same rule, if anyone came in, someone had to drop out. And that's how I first came across it. That's a very different vibe, the word I'm going to use, to doing it with a quartet. And I suggest the quartet is very, very focused. It could be useful for quartets to actually regularly play together. But anyway, and what I really like about this is if you do the 2 pieces together, you have a series of playing step in for a quartet. So you might do 4 pieces 6 minutes long, and then you do the opposite, step out, 4 minutes that are 6 minutes long, and they are very, very different in how they work. And I feel put the 2 together is more than the sum of the parts, to use a phrase. And I hope you get the drift, and I really recommend the combination of the 2, step in and step out. And I'm on 7 minutes now, so I've twittered for too long. If you want to get into correspondence, you can via that email address. For those of you aware, there's a discussion forum of the site, so if you're in the know, you can discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the piece there. And probably at the site, you can log in and post comments at the site if you're a registered member. So we welcome feedback, and please cut me some slack, because it's very, very difficult to describe workshop pieces. I've done my best to try and keep it simple, but usually someone misunderstands. And that's the end of this presentation on the piece Step In, Step Out for free improvisers in a workshop environment. And that's it.